Welcome to the MagiReco News. I'm Renko the Rosielam. After the news is before the news. Our top story today, we are getting into the second anniversary. Now don't worry, we don't have the new unit just yet. We don't know most of the juicy details, but we do know a bunch of stuff already about the anniversary and what's going to happen. And also, Kimochi is happening in a few days. So all that's going to happen, we're going to have the pre-anniversary campaign and the next Kimochi, and that's most of what we're going to see. First off, for the Kimochi stuff, we're going to see a bunch of light element stuff because the Kimochi is dark type. You guys thought that after like a fire and a wood Kimochi, we're going to get like the water Kimochi and stuff like that, but nope. No, all the water elements that people just pulled in the last few months or whatever, thinking that there's going to be a Kimochi where you have to use your water elements, get fucked. We're going to have a dark type element now, so you're going to have to bring your light types. That's, I guess maybe it would have made sense to do this after the anniversary because the anniversary unit might be light type, but no, I don't know. Anyway, here's the first bit of help that is supposed to help you during the Kimochi is you can buy these bags either for 20 paid gems or for 50 normal paid non-paid gems, like normal gems. And the bags just have a bunch of materials in them if you are a relatively fresh account and you desperately need to raise your characters. These ones are totally fine. They have some good stuff in them. I think they're worth the money. Like if you do have a relatively fresh account, like let's say 1 month old, 2 month old, these bags are pretty good. Just don't get the paid ones. Unless you're planning on spending a bunch of money anyway, then okay. But if you're like free to play, fresh account, these ones are fine. Next up, there's going to be another paid gacha, 150 gems. We see this quite a lot recently. I know it's going to keep happening. 150 paid gems for one of any of these 4 characters right here randomly. I think all of these ones, Madoka is probably the best one, followed by probably Mitsune or Riko, depending on which of these you want to play for a charge comp. And Sayuki is not terrible, but not the best either. So yeah, hopefully you get the Madoka or a good charger. And I'm sorry, Sayuki, but you know, no slashing hearts today. The question is, if you want one of these 4 characters, like any one of these 4 characters, is the price of 150 paid gems worth it? I would say yes. But the question after that is, what if you only want one of these specific ones? So instead of saying like, oh, I don't care which one of these 4 I get, I just want any of these 4. If you say, oh, I specifically want Madoka, is this worth it? I don't know. Probably not. I don't know. It depends on how much you're willing to gamble. Moving on, this might look like the same news, but it's actually a different news. This is the same, but as a normal gacha. So you also have this as a normal gacha where you can just throw a bunch of Magia stones out and see what you get. And the important part about this gacha is that it's specifically a light type gacha. What does that mean? Is that every single magical girl that you're going to pull on this gacha is guaranteed to be light type, okay? And of all of them light type girls, these 4 that we've just seen are rate up, okay? So you cannot get spooked by Kanae, for example, if you go in here, but you could get spooked by any other light 4-star character, okay? Any of the other ones that are in there, you could get spooked by, or you could get any of these 4 characters, right? I think down here it says all the other characters that could show up, like Kokoro, for example, could show up, Kanagi could show up in here, blah, blah, blah. All of the light type characters can show up, but all the light type characters, these 4 are rate up. I think the way they said is that, of course, the rate up character usually has 60% chance of appearing versus 40% spook. In this case, the 60% is spread out over all 4 of these characters. So once you hit of SSR, it's 60% that you get any of these 4, and then it's another like 25% between all 4 of these. Doesn't really matter. No one's gonna roll it anyway because it's a bad deal. I have to come out and say this is a bad deal, gacha, don't roll this. So I don't know why you even spend this much time on it. More importantly, the Kimochi. So it's this Kimochi right here. I think the tiles that you see in this image right here are probably the tiles that we'll have. So we'll have like a T shape, all the way around. It's mirrored T shape like this, and it's a blaster. It's a blaster Kimochi. So this Kimochi will have a shield against, probably it uses like Magia on turn 2 or turn 1, then it will buff itself with a shield against Magia and double damage, so Magia and double damage will be reduced. However, it will give itself a debuff that increases the damage it takes from charges and blasts, so get charge blasting, guys. And here are some of the characters that you might want to use. These 3 are just chargers, so you can use some chargers. What blast characters do you use? Well, there's Sister Momoko, who can do kind of charge blasting both. There's also something like Final Turret or just normal turret. Also, just any light type blasters, of which I think the 3 that I just named are like the best 3. I'm not quite sure if there's any other good blaster light type characters. I'm forgetting about them right now. But just generally, just get your Charge Blast team out there. If you cannot feel a good Charge Blast team, but you have a really good Magia team, just use your Magia team. I don't think the damage cut against Magia will be that severe. So yeah, you can just do that. They also said that it's gonna be a little bit harder to get the best rank, the double SS rank, this time around. So usually I think there was like 20 million, now they're gonna put it up to 30 million, which I think makes sense, because it was really easy if you had a decent team to get this amount of damage. Last Kimochi, a free-to-play team, like a team with only free-to-play resources, with like just a Kaede in there as a damage dealer, could get into double SS rank for daily damage. So that was a bit easy. However, if you play specifically that strategy, not everyone knew about that strategy, but it was posted on our Discord with that specific strategy. But now it's going to be a bit harder to actually get into the highest rank, which I think is fine. It shouldn't be too easy. It should actually be a really hard challenge to do. And here's the thing, I'm going to say something that some of you will maybe be offended by. Others will be like, yeah, of course, duh. Not everyone should be able to get the highest rank. Right? There should just be people that just cannot get this rank as they currently are. Maybe in the future, maybe a few months from now, when the next Kimochi, maybe they can get it. But not everyone should be able to get the highest rank right now, which is what was kind of the case with this one before. So this is the way it should be, with otherwise it doesn't mean anything, okay? Anyway, enough about that. Moving on. By the way, all of this is going to happen on the 16th. So 16th of August, which is like 3 days from now, all of this is going to happen. Next up, Irigachi. Oh, they're back. After they killed the NA server, they're back on with their gachas. Just a regular, normal gacha for these two as the duo unit. And then at the same time, we have this little rat right here having a rerun gacha also at the same time. And the important bit is that both of these gachas, both Iriachi and Mokyu, they share adjuster coins. So the Mitama coins for both of these will be shared. I don't think the light type gacha shares Mitama coins with anything else. Makes it even worse. Awesome. At least I don't think it does. Moving on though, here's where it gets really important. This is the last but also the most important news. The pre-anniversary stuff. So the anniversary stuff has happened. There was, by the way, there was an announcement, I don't know if it's down here, for Magia Day, okay? This is where it gets important, okay? We need to theorize. The Magia Day announcement. And the Magia Day is just a streaming event, which is, by the way, region locked to Japanese viewers. So get fucked, planet, but people are going to get around there with VPNs anyway. And this one is going to happen in September or something. So on the 22nd, I have the anniversary, and then on the 12th of September, there's going to be the stream event on YouTube for Japanese viewers. And they're just going to announce a bunch of stuff for the next year. There should have been one last year as well, but COVID, so they couldn't do it because they want to do it like in person with voice actors. So this time they're going to be able to do it. And we got a bunch of voice actors. We have the voice actor for Iroha, for Yachio, for basically all the main characters, as well as Ui, because she's the main character. We have all these as voice actors in there. Bunch of other people are in there, and basically they're just going to talk about the game, like, oh, isn't it cool, the stuff that happened this year, the anniversary was great, and here's what we're going to see next year. And they usually just announce stuff that we might see next year. I think usually they announce like some quality of life stuff that might be happening at some point. I assume that either during this anniversary or during Magia Day, they're going to announce that SE is going to be unlocked to 100 soon. So either they're going to do it in this anniversary, or on Magia Day they're going to say in the next few months you're going to unlock to 100 or something like that. Anyway, the most important reason why I came here is to tell you guys that the logo for Magia Day has a specific color to it. In this case, it's orange-red with a little bit of pink on the side, okay? Orange-red, maybe a little bit of yellow in there, like these sort of warm colors in there, right? Every single year there has been a Magia Day, the color in this logo corresponded to the unit. First Magia Day, it was deep pink for Madokami. Second Magia Day, it was pink and blue for Iriachi. Third time we didn't have any Magia Day. They didn't even put an announcement for it, so we didn't get that. But now it's orange. Orange with a little bit of pink, maybe. Ooh, what could the unit be this year that we have an orange color to it? Could be maybe a fire type, because the regular anniversary announcement itself also has a color. We don't see it here yet. We're gonna see it when the actual we're going to get to it, but there's going to be another color associated with it. And last year, there was purple, and people thought, oh, purple. We also have some gears in the background, which we also had last year. People had gears, purple. There were some diamond shapes. There's even still some diamond shapes right here. People were like, oh my god, there's going to be purple it's gonna be Geras Diamond Chain, it's gonna be Homura, right? It's gonna be Homura. It was Mokyu instead, okay? This year we've got orange, we've got a little bit of purple, but also a bit of red as well. So purple, red, pink, but also a bunch of orange, right? These are sort of the colors that we get. I'm still saying it's Iroha and Yuna, both Kimochi versions. So Kimochi Iroha plus Kimochi Yuna is gonna be the anniversary unit. You heard it here first. But as every single year, people are gonna be like, hey, this background and some of the imagery here and this diamond shape that is new to this anniversary, all this looks like Homura. Every single year, people are gonna go, this time it has to be Homura, and here's why, and then fold out like a really long piece of paper that says, these few pixels right here spell out Ho, which is the first few sounds of Homura, so that's gotta be Homura. So okay, people come up with this kind of stuff every single year. But one year they're gonna be correct. The year's gonna come where all of these people are gonna be correct. So yeah, go ahead and say that it's Homura this year. The year's gonna come where you're gonna be correct. Could be this year, right? It could be this year. Who knows? I still say it's Iroha and Yuna just because it makes sense with main story. But could also be something completely different that no one has ever mentioned in this discussion at all. So we don't know. But yeah, go ahead. This is also write in the comments below, because the very next news update video probably will actually be the news update for the anniversary unit. So yeah, this is the last video that you have the chance to put in the comments right below who you think is gonna be. But now to the actual pre-anniversary stuff, okay? What we're gonna get. So they're saying, okay, this is the pre-anniversary stuff, the stuff that leads up to anniversary. The anniversary itself is gonna have even more stuff, okay? This is just the intro. So they're saying, okay, the intro is, of course, the rerun gachas for Mokyu, for Iriachi, okay? Starting on the 16th, then the 18th, they're gonna give, they're gonna start a login story. So every single anniversary, there's a login story for a few days that leads up to the release of the anniversary unit. And usually the login story is another big hint as to what the unit is. Like for the last, I think the very first anniversary, the login story was Madokami herself talking about stuff. The second login story was Iroha and Yachio founding the Kamiyamaga Union. So once again, Iriachi stuff. The third one for Mokyu was, I think, just it was just like slice of life stuff with Team Mikazuki, because yeah, Team Mikazuki, rat, there you go. So whatever this login story will be, it is going to be a very big hint for what the anniversary unit will be. Secondly, it's not part of this announcement, but the next Magia report is going to happen in a few days. The very next Magia report is also going to be a very big hint towards what the unit is, because the Magia report always hints at the anniversary unit. So in a few days with the Magia report, we're going to see even more information about that. So the login story, I think, also gives a login bonuses. So get in there and just log in as usual, play the game, blah, from the 18th. Then on the 20th, they're going to give us some quality of life. I assume there's going to be a little bit more during the actual anniversary. But here's the quality of life they're giving us right now on the 20th. I need to actually look through this. Okay, first off, new stories are going to be added to the fragments of reminiscence. So you might have seen it in the Mirrors coin shop, these like little record pieces of a record that you might have also already gotten. You can, if you go into your story archive, you can use them to unlock the story for events you haven't participated in, because you cannot read the story for events you haven't participated in, but with this item you can unlock it permanently, and it's as if you had participated. You can just read the story, okay? So it's cool. They're adding more and more stories to this function, because usually the most recently released stories just aren't viewable, but now they've added a bunch more. Awesome. They do this like every single big announcement, they add a bunch more stories. However, here's where it gets interesting. Here's where we're gonna build on top of that. They're gonna add a new function, and this function is the story continuation function, or the continuous story reading function, whatever you want to call it. Basically, now when you go to an event in the archive that isn't a branch event, where all the individual story episodes are one after another, there's a button you can click. You click on that button and it does go through every single episode one after another automatically. You don't have to go into story 1, read story 1, story 2, read story 2, story 3, read story 3. You can just press that one button, lean back, and you got the entire story of every single all of these story episodes just going one after another. This is why it doesn't work with branch elements, because don't have an order. But yeah, that's great. Oh my god. But what if in the middle of that I need to go take a, I was gonna say go like take a piss, but you can just stop and then come back. But also you have to go somewhere else and you can't continue, right? Here comes the next big function in, the bookmark function or the pause function. If you're in the middle of a story and you like in like episode 7 out of 12 or whatever out of the event story, and you need to go somewhere, you can press this new button. It puts a bookmark there. It kicks you out of the story, and then when you come back, you can go into the archive again, press the button again, and it puts you right back where you left off. Oh. So now they've made it a lot easier and a lot more comfortable to read the entire story. You might be thinking to yourself, but I can't read Japanese. Well, that is true. But there are certain ways that might not be 100% technically legal, but might actually be, we don't actually know, that you could use to get the English story text in the game. Some people are doing this. I'm not going to advertise it any longer, but I might use this myself to maybe record some videos of Japanese events with English text. And I might upload these, because now that has gotten really easy to record that, because before recording this was an absolute bitch. But now it's really easy to record that, because you can just press one button, hit the record button, done. And you got the entire story. Amazing. Enough of that though, let's continue on with what else they put in there. They made the Memoria screen not laggy. You know, the Memoria screen is a bit laggy. They said, okay, we're gonna improve that. They said they're going to use the storage reduction of the Memoria screen. Basically, they're just gonna try and make it not lag, basically. Awesome. And also, I don't know who this applies to. I'm certain there are some people this applies to. They're gonna increase the size of the Memoria vault by 4-fold. So from 500 memorias, which is what it currently is, they're going to go to 2,000 memorias you can store in your vault. Okay. Once again, I don't even know who this quite applies to, because even the people that do use the vault, I'm not quite sure how they even get to 500. There aren't even that many more memoria in the game. If you have one of every memoria in the entire game, you don't even get halfway to that. But you have your normal inventory, and then on top of that, 500 vault. Jesus. Anyway, that's good. So yeah, overall, good stuff, good stuff. They made it a lot easier now to read story. They're giving us reruns, they're giving us a bunch of new stuff, and this is just the pre-anniversary. Once the anniversary hits, more stuff. So that was that. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and I'll see you guys next time.